2, Addie Tunsvik, a senior. Number 10, Macy Chestnut, a sophomore. Number 20, Sydney Adams, a senior. Number 23, Shannon Jenkins, a senior. And rounding out the lineup, number 55, a sophomore, Ava Johnson. And now for your Ballard Bombers, the starting lineup, number 4, a junior, Jada Landy. Number 11, a senior, Reagan Levy. Number 12, a freshman, Olivia Walker. A sophomore, number 32, Grace Grummeyer. And rounding out the Ballard starting lineup is number 34, a freshman, Kayla Johnson. If you would please rise and remove your hats as we play that most beautiful hymn, the national anthem, being performed by the Ballard Pep Band.
Okay, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Hangar live here in Huxley, Iowa. We've got a Raccoon River Conference matchup. The Boone Toreadors come to town with a record of 3-1, taking on your Ballard Bombers, the record of 1-3. Todd Miller, the Todd father, made it back in time.
I'm here
at the airport. Picked up the wife. She was doing her job,
right?
Out traveling around,
Absolutely.
right? So, and I asked if she was jet lagged, and he said he didn't know, but he was jet lagged, folks. So, I think you were in Kansas City during the weekend, or where were you at, or were you here, or where were you at?
Okay. KC, coaching a little basketball.
There you go.
Happy to be back here tonight.
Got a nice, brisk December evening as Johnson wins the tip. So it'll be Kayla Johnson, 34. Number 11, Reagan Levy. The lone senior, number 4, Jada Landy. Number 12, Olivia Walker. And number 32, the birthday girl, Sweet 16 for Grace Grunmeyer, gets the start tonight. So here are the Toreadors. The Toreadors start out in a 2-3 zone, a little bit of a matchup. We'll get you their starting lineup as we continue on here.
There's a shot.
Kicked out there to Landy, and Jada finds a home for 3.
Great inside-out look right there to start the game.
Good ball movement. It's a little different. You weren't here on Friday, Todd. You were out of town, but the Bombers struggled with the zone that Bondurant Farrar threw at us. So getting that 3 and moving the basketball is a big boost of confidence less than a minute into this one for the Bombers.
Yeah, I did tune into that game on my drive down to KC, but it looked like maybe in the second half we really kind of struggled against that zone.
Yeah, we had 18 in the first quarter and then just kind of went a little stagnant. Good defense there by Johnson. That one's knocked out of bounds by Landy. The starting lineups for you here for the Toreadors. Number 55 is sophomore Ava Johnson. 23, a senior, Shannon Jenkins. Number 20, Sydney Adams. She's a senior as well. Sophomore, number 10, Macy Chestnut. And a senior, number 2, Addie Tunsvik. Like I said, the Toreadors come in 3-1 on the year. Good defense there by Kayla Johnson. Forces a turnover on Chestnut. Bomber basketball. 1 minute in here. Bombers lead 3-0.
Yeah, nice start here for the Bombers. 3 ball to start the game and a turnover at the other end.
You bet. Can't draw it up any better if you're Coach Winya here,
Nope.
especially to get some confidence early.
Seeing some nice ball movement here amongst the top. Someone's got to be ready to shoot it.
Leaving the middle of that zone pretty open. Landy again for three. She's 2 for 2. Jada Landy. And Coach Cole Corson wants a timeout.
What a start for the Bombers.
Yes, it is. They kind of swung that ball back and forth, and Landy again, and confidence, right? That's what it takes. You got to shoot the ball with confidence.
Yeah, you know, she's just taken 4, looks like 3s on the year, but she is 2 for 2 this evening.
You bet. Coach, when you coach them up in the middle, on that 2-3 zone side, what do you see? Because what I'm seeing is they're really extending it, but the middle of the floor is wide open.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, if you can get that ball moving amongst the top even just a little bit quicker, the shots are going to be open, and then the middle's going to open wide up. Yeah. Yeah, it's just, you know, they're kind of with that one guard front and trying to mirror the basketball there.
When you see a two, like a 2-3, we'll say, do you always kind of attack it with an odd front and on the offensive side, an opposite way with an odd front, right?
Absolutely.
If you see a 1-2-2, you want to attack it with two people up top.
Yeah.
That's the way we always win
It's
about it.
funny you bring that up. That was my coaching point this weekend.
See, there we go. We don't even know about it. This is Adams with it for the Toradors. Now it's over there to Jenkins. Jenkins to Chestnut in the corner, no good. Waka knocks it up. Johnson corrals it. She'll lead the break. Kayla will bring it down over here to the left wing to Grace Grunmeyer.
Yeah, they're sticking with the zone. Okay.
Levy from downtown. Can't find it, but it's tipped out of there by Johnson. Landy gets it. Levy with the dribble drive. Kicks it out to Grace Grunmeyer. Little crossover. She's looking for Landy on the cut. Good pass and good cut there. Jada just couldn't find that. Maybe she was too close on that one.
You know, a lot of times against the zone, too, you get caught standing, and that's kind of where that just complacency ends up happening. I actually love to screen the zone still.
Yep.
And get some open jump shots.
Yeah, and it creates movement, right? It forces our girls to move a little bit. As that looks like Reagan Levy will draw the foul there on the reach-in. Bombers lead 6-0, 5:41 to go here in the first quarter. Going to have our first sub of the game. Looks like number 42, Avery Howey, just a sophomore for the Toradors, is going to check in. We touched on it, but a really good start here for the Bombers. But they came out gangbusters in that first quarter on Friday against Bondurant Farrar as Chestnut fires that one. That's no good.
Nice rebound.
Levy rips down the rebound. A little pressure there from Sydney Adams. Looks like the Toradors are going to come back out into this zone. A little bit more ball pressure on the perimeter we're starting to see now.
Yeah, they're going to extend that zone a little bit. That's why we got to get that ball in the middle there, high post. Even short corner sometimes really opens things up. Nice
Johnson
move.
with a good, decent drive there. But when she stepped on the end line, just out of bounds. You touched on screening that zone, and the key to a good zone is if you can guard two people with one, right? And that's what you don't want to have on offenses, because when they're guarding two with one, they're winning as far as that sequence goes.
Yeah, it feels like they have 6 out there sometimes.
Yeah, for sure, right? We saw it all the time. That's off the Bombers. Bombers are aggressive with the man-to-man, kind of digging at the basketball quite a bit. Looks like another sub coming in here. This will be Brooke Weisbrod.
I'd like
another
to
sophomore, number 34.
Another thing to start this game, you know, they've had some contested rebounds, and they might necessarily hadn't got it themselves, but they're just contesting it. To start the game, it looked like, you know, Boone had a size advantage.
Yeah, for sure. That's a travel in there. Bomber basketball, almost 3 minutes in. Bombers still lead 6-0.
And I think that's another key. You know, on the offensive end, they're playing in areas. If you can be active on the glass, you might get a couple cheap ones.
Absolutely. As we touched on that last week, rebounding out of that zone, if you're Boone, is always a challenge. No matter how good you play it, you're not matched up. You're not sure where you're at. And if you're the Bombers, you can attack. Johnson with a good little spin move. There's her patting it up and under. Gets that one knocked away from Weisbrod. Now this will be number 22. Number 2. This is Addie Turnzovic. Chestnut with a little jumper in the lane. Falls short. Waka will bring it down the floor. Bombers look to push the tempo. Waka
Nice
over
job.
to Johnson. Kayla with a little jump hook. A little short on that one was Kayla. She's just got to catch that and take it right up right away.
Yep. You know, and a great push by Olivia Waka there. Just getting it out in transition. That's another way just to equalize the zone is don't let them get set up.
Absolutely. Beat it down the floor, right?
Yes.
That's 42. That was Avery
rebound.
Howey with the jumper. It's no good. Landy gets the rebound. Bombers look to push the pace once again. Levy brings it down against Tunzovic. Leaves it the short corner to Waka. Outside to Johnson on the dribble drive. Kaler's got to be stronger with it. It'll be jump ball. It'll be Torador basketball as we'll have a couple more subs check in. Looks like Ava Johnson's coming back in the game along with Shannon Jenkins.
Yeah, nice drive and kick to the short corner, and then kicking out for a three. Kind of would have liked to see Kaler shoot the ball.
Just
there.
shoot, yep,
yeah.
shoot it.
Yeah, just
100%.
be confident and see what happens.
Couldn't agree with you more there. This is Tunzovic. Showing up, Addie Tunzovic. I believe I saw her on the softball field this summer. We called the game, and pretty good softball player. That was Boone had a heartbreaker. They had us down in that softball game, but the Bombers came back for a win, if I'm correct. I think, Russ, you were there. It was an exciting softball game, to say the least. Speaking of softball, Jada Landy, pretty good softball player for the Bombers.
Nice play.
Grace Grunmeyer just short on that one, but the Bombers' action is much improved, getting really good looks. They just haven't all fallen, but the Bombers still lead 6-0. Getting to the 3-minute mark is Ava Johnson's working hard, but Kaler Johnson down there. Johnson and Johnson. We're not talking about the pharmaceuticals. That's a turnover there. It'll be a foul on number 10.
Nice
Mason
hands.
Chestnut.
Nice hands by Olivia Walker there just to affect the dribble, and then Jada came up with it.
A couple of subs checking in here for the Bombers. Looks like Jada Landy will take a rest. Rhea Miller will check in. Macy Harder will check in. And Grace Grunmeyer will take a seat. So, 3:06 to go. Bombers lead 6-0. Macy Harder with it on the right wing. Back up here. Oh, a little bit of a lazy pass. There's Chestnut with it on the open court. She puts it up and in. Macy wishes she had that one back.
Yeah, just telegraphed it instead of looking at the hoop and being a threat there.
When Macy travels with that one. All right. Yeah, Coach Munoz says, Macy, relax. She shakes her head. All right, Coach, I got it. It's just, and that's that freshman for you. Know, these girls come from playing 8th grade basketball, and some of them play some travel team stuff, but little different atmosphere out here on the bigger court, and you got your school's name across your chest, and you're giving all you have, but the nerves take over.
Absolutely.
That's going to come with more and more time. There's a turnover, as that was Howie that dropped it. Awaka on the dribble drive. Olivia.
Oh, good take.
Yes, it was. Really good take. We need to see more of that out of Olivia Waka, that's for sure. Looks like that was, not sure who the foul was called on there. Looked like number 2. That was on Tunzovic. So it looks like 34, Brooke Weisbrod, and 42, Howie will check out. And on the floor for the Toradors is Chestnut. Tunzovic and Waka with a good take and a good finish from Olivia Waka.
Love to see her rewarded there because that was such a good take before. Kind of one of those fouls. You're like, oh, wish you wouldn't have called that one, but
yep, came back, went right back to the well again. So Johnson will check out. She picked up that foul. So number 34, Weisbrod, will be back in. So it's Adams on the floor and Jenkins and well with Chestnut and Tunzovic for the Toradors. Waka misses that one. 8-2. 2:25 to go here in the first quarter. So far, so good for the Bombers. Adams brings this up on the dribble drive, and that's going to be a travel again. Good ball pressure there from Levy. Good sportsmanship by the Bombers, helping Adams up. 2:21 to go.
Yeah, it seems right now if the help is there for the Bombers that there's a good opportunity to create a turnover.
A little bit of a flash here. We could see it. Miller with it. She gets it knocked away from Chestnut. Ray is going the wrong way. Now Levy gets it. Ahead there to Harder. Put it on the deck, Macy. There you go. Ooh. Oh, and that was just out of bounds. Good idea there from Macy Harder. Ray Miller was there, just couldn't hang on to it.
You know, unlike our last game, I've got some stats here to go off of, but looks like Boone comes in averaging almost 18 turnovers a game. So
they are susceptible to the turnover.
Exactly.
Well, look at that. The flight crew is here, the whole family. Matt, Marianne.
Yeah, they are.
The 2 boys. Core sponsor for the Ballard Network. The crew over there at Flight, they do a great job. And folks, we do have to let you know, we have a fill-in producer tonight. The man, the myth, the legend, Russ Zimmerman. He's the Booster Club president, and he's filling in. Danny Sunsets Inksler is supposedly, if you can see me, folks, I'm giving the air quotes right now. He's on a work trip up there in New York enjoying the holidays. I don't think it's New York City, but anyway, he's on the road. He gave Russ the directions. I got here. Russ had everything set up. I thought, man, this is better than Christmas. I'll tell you what. Anyway, back to the action. 8-2, the Bombers lead. This is Adams on the dribble drive. She kicks it out there. That's Jenkins, no good. Grunmeyer rips down the rebound. Grace looks ahead. Now she's going to dribble drive. Now it's got her shoulders by Chestnut. You'd like to see Grace just keep going downhill. Landy with it on the right side. Torador stick in the zone. Johnson cross court. Good find there from Levy. And she just rattles that one out, but
really
good cross court.
Really good skip pass.
This will be Jenkins, brings it up for the Toradors. Landy will check her. Now down to the corner. That's Tungsovic. Olivia got a little handsy there, just on the hip. That'll be the Bombers' third team foul. Walk is first. Rhea Miller is going to check in. Rhea will check in for Olivia. Looks like number 40 is going to check in. Malia Shivers. A lot of sophomores on this Torador squad. It's one junior, seniors, and the rest is sophomores. So the future is bright as they come in 3-1. Got wins over Webster City, Des Moines East, and Nevada. Lost their last one out against Fort Dodge. Jenkins with it. Now it's Tungsovic. Back over here to Jenkins. She looks at it. Johnson moves her feet really well. Forces a turnover as Levy's in the passing lane. Reagan eyes up, looks ahead, surveys it, crossover. Kicks it out here to Miller. Miller with a dribble drive to the right side. She'll throw it off of Shivers' foot as the Toradors are not afraid to sub here. As
yeah, they've almost played everybody.
Weisbrod checks in for Jenkins. Coach Corson, he likes to get him in and out, keep him fresh. Bombers with the inbounds. Finds Levy. Levy fires a
Great
three.
shot.
It's up and good. Reagan Levy from way downtown bank. 11-2, less than 40 to go. There's about a 5-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Tungsovic being checked by Miller. 3 team fouls here in the quarter for the Bombers. 5 and there's free throws. So the Bombers have a foul to give. Can be uber aggressive. That one goes off Chestnut's hands. Out of bounds. So Bomber basketball with 25 to go.
Yeah, on that last possession on the out of bounds, just a really great job of finding Reagan, and she had her feet set, and she's ready to launch that thing.
100%. And didn't panic. You know, you get into that 3 seconds, 4 seconds, you tend to panic a little bit. Cross court there from Landy to Grunmeyer. Bombers will look to possibly run it down here for one shot. 12 on the shot clock. Oh, and Kaler's got to be stronger with the basketball. Just be smart here, Kaler. Chestnut with a runner. No good.
Still
time. Still time. Got to take it up the floor, Grace. 1. And that'll do it for the end of the first quarter. But first quarter, it was all Bombers. 11-2 here. A good start in this Raccoon River Conference game. While we have a minute, folks, got some Stealth Athletic Booster members we want to mention. Huxley Communications. At Huxley Communications, the only thing faster than our internet is our service. The only provider in the area offering 100% fiber optic service. You can depend on us for your home, work, and school. A partner in your community and your trusted source for the most reliable internet service. We invest heavily in the communities we serve. Year after year, we proudly support the Ballard Community School District and Ballard Athletics, a local member-owned cooperative since 1937. We're the #1 local telecommunications provider for Ballard residents and surrounding communities. Go Bombers. Also, Chick-fil-A and Ames. Chick-fil-A Ames is proud to partner with the Ballard Bombers. Join Chick-fil-A in cheering on Ballard this season. Let's go Bombers. Good first quarter there, Todd Father, for the Bombers. Couldn't ask for anything more if you're Coach Winya, really.
No, it's such a great start to that first quarter. A couple 3 balls, some stops. Quite honestly, Boone hasn't got a ton of great looks. And by just watching the game, last Friday and seeing us now move the basketball against the zone, it looks a lot better.
100%, I agree with you. And you touched on it when you were here just a week ago, how that defense can lead to offense, right, and vice versa. And I think we got some confidence on the offensive side with Landy hitting those 2 threes, and then our defense was like, okay, we can play. We're here. Be aggressive with it. Here's an interesting look because we've got Grunmeyer, Landy, and Miller out top with Johnson and then Levy working that high post area.
I do like it. There's going to be some attention there in the middle.
Going to get some open looks for these girls on the perimeter here. Be strong with it out here as Rhea kicks it over here to Levy. Levy up top to Johnson. 9 on the shot clock. Oh. Kaler with the dribble drive. When she's got a blocking call, going to be 2 shots coming there as Malia Shivers slid underneath Kaler, and a good take it was.
Yeah, nice effort there by Malia Shivers for Boone. Just taking a charge. You don't see that a lot.
Yep.
I commend it.
So do I.
But
agree.
it was a good strong take by Kaler, and she did have the first step. And Shivers slid over
I
there.
think she was just a little late with Shivers, but it at least makes you put the onus on the official.
Absolutely.
You know, our friend at ESPN, I don't know if he's our friend or not, but he should be a friend of the program, Jay Billis. If you ever listen to Jay Billis, he is all over the block charge call.
Yep.
He has been for the better part of a decade. But I think the officials got that one right, and it's a tough judgment call regardless. And you're 6-1, half is the other.
Yeah.
Kaler can't get that one, but the Bombers get the rebound. That's Landy over here on the wing.
3 for 3.
She'll fire another one. That's off, but Johnson with it. Kaler has it. She'll fire it out to Levy. Back over here to Landy. Now to Grunmeyer to Miller. Miller gets her feet set. That one's no good. Johnson again
Johnson's
cleaning
doing
up
a nice
the glass.
job. Beautiful skip.
If we had a Windex sponsor, it would be Kaler Johnson, that's for sure, as that
Absolutely.
one's
She's
knocked
wiping
away
the
from
glass.
Grunmeyer. Grace doesn't give up on the play. Will sit from behind, knocks it away. Good hustle there by the birthday girl, Grace Grunmeyer.
Yeah, some really good ball movement out of the Bombers there. Kind of with a kick out and then a drive, and just got poked away there. But let's keep that up on our end here.
Bombers in the man-to-man. Chestnut fires the three. It's off and no good. Boone can't buy a bucket from outside of the lane right now. It's 12-2. Bombers need to keep the pedal down. Levy has it, drawing a lot of attention.
Good step through.
Absolutely good take. And there's Kaler Johnson again with the rebound. Johnson has it. Be strong with it. She'll draw the reach-in foul on Howie. Todd, what do you want to see there from Kaler Johnson when she gets that rebound?
Number one, the confidence just to go right back up with it.
Yep.
I think knowing Kaler a little bit from the AAU scene, I don't think she's necessarily a post player.
Sure.
But she's learning. And so it's just even catching the ball down there, you're just a little less confident. But I think she's going to continue to grow in her confidence there.
She's attacking the glass like crazy, and we talked about it. That's a good pass.
Nice. Very nice.
That's right on cue from you, Todd Father, as you talked about ball movement, and that was a thing of beauty right there. That's a little clip of your coach when you, hey, this is how you got to do it.
Absolutely.
14-2, but right back there for a two-point shot was Brooke Weisbrod. 14-4, approaching the 6-minute mark, the second quarter here. Rhea Miller has it. Now over here to Jada Landy. Landy with it out here on the perimeter. Boone stays in that zone. Over here to Miller. Now on the left wing to Grunmeyer. Cross court to Landy. Miller back to Grunmeyer. There's that screen we talked about to Landy for three. It's off the iron. No good.
Another good look, though.
Yeah. Got a timeout from Coach Cole Corson here for the Toradors. It will be a full timeout. Wow, really good ball movement here we're seeing from the Bombers. And I think putting Reagan at that high post makes Boone more accountable in their defense. Is that the right?
Absolutely.
the right
I mean,
word?
your eye level now changes.
Okay.
Instead of the two girls, out on top, just honing in on her on the wing or at the top of the key. Now you got to get everybody talking.
Sure.
So a lot of times that doesn't happen, believe it or not. Not the greatest communication is always happening. And if you're going to play zone and play areas, you got to communicate. So.
I was always a firm believer in if you wanted to play a really good zone, and when I was back in a decade ago and I was coaching, we got really good at man-to-man defense.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the zone thing would kind of come. And the thing that some kids, and even you'll see it at the highest level, kids will play with their hands down by their sides.
Yeah.
And I grew up watching Syracuse and Jim Boeheim enough where if those
that
guys
length.
had their hands up and out, it made it really difficult. And that court looked about half the size.
It makes that skip pass harder. And the bounce pass isn't used probably to its fullest potential at a young players.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the hardest thing to do. The easiest thing to do is to pass it from your chest.
Right.
Typically that's going right through a hand a lot of times. So.
Yep. That pump fake and draw and that little bounce, a little pocket pass, we like to call it. Back to the action. Tongues of it brings it down as the Toradors trail by 10. The Bombers are up 14-4, under 6 to go in the first quarter. Tongues of it with on the left side. Out here to Adams. Adams will fire a three. It's up and no good. And that ball's tipped out of bounds by Kaler Johnson. But again, Johnson is, I'll tell you what, if glass was on the food pyramid, she would have her daily limit right now because she's a glass eater out there.
She's got her full servings.
That's right. Boone will look to inbound. Adams with it.
I think I'd like to add we probably don't suggest eating glass.
No, folks. No. You don't want to eat glass no matter how tough you are or think you are. We'll leave that to the professionals. That's Weisbrod. Now that's Chestnut out deep. She misses it. Weisbrod gets the rebound, and Landy will draw the foul. Weisbrod will go to the line for two.
I think the difference here in that possession versus really the rest of the possessions that Boone has had is second chance. The Bombers have probably had 2 shots for every one that Boone has had. And over the course of the game, that starts to add up.
Sure, law of averages tells you the more shot attempts you get, the better chance you have of scoring.
Yep.
It's simple math.
Yeah, just a couple
Weisbrod
long
misses that one.
Yeah, a couple long threes there, and we just didn't finish the play.
Yep. And that's kind of that old hit, find, and get, right? You hit your guy, you find him, and you go get it. It's a Tom Izzo saying. You know, I remember watching some of the old DVDs or maybe even VHSs from the coaches' clinics on those.
You're aging yourself
we're
now.
Dating it now, right?
Yeah.
Good pass
Nobody
ahead
can see
there.
us, so they think we're 25.
That's right. I can't pass as 25 anymore. The beard's too white. Everybody says, oh, hey, you moonlighting as Santa Claus this winter? No, I'm not. But Grunmeyer with the top. Over here to Landy. Just got away from Reagan. Not a great pass there from Grace.
Yeah, the angle there on from our wings and versus their top of the key players, it just makes that pass a little difficult.
Tungsovic here for the Toradors, along with Jenkins, Weisbrod, Adams, and Chestnut. Grunmeyer checks Chestnut up here on the switch. Tungsovic with it. Miller on her. Now over here to Jenkins. Back to Tungsovic. She surveys it. Adams looking to get open, but really good denial defense there from Reagan Levy. Johnson will be out here on Jenkins. Jenkins takes it, fires it over Johnson, no good, but Taylor rips down the rebound. She pushes it ahead. There's Landy with it. Oh, and now Landy's going to, tipped it away. Maybe force that one. Ava Johnson checks back in for the Toradors. And Brooke Weisbrod will have a seat. She's got a bucket in this one. Miller looks to inbounds it here. Boone stays in that zone. Levy shoots that one from the Slater logo. It's too strong, but there's Rhea Miller with the rebound. Another second chance opportunity here for the Bombers.
Backside rebound.
And there's a bounce pass. Ill-advised from Grace. Adams takes it in, and she can't finish, but Chestnut's there to pick up the dirty laundry. Chestnut saves it in. Johnson finds her hands on it. She'll draw the foul.
Wow. Yeah, three shot attempts there. We got to start the box out again.
Yeah, they had the kind of the breakaway layup, didn't finish, had another one, didn't finish, saved it inbounds, and now Johnson will go to the line for 2. Ava Johnson for Boone, just a sophomore. She comes in averaging about not quite 5 points a game. Shooting right at 50% from the free throw line, so average tells us this one should go in. Olivia Walker checks back in as Grace Grunmeyer will have a seat. 4:02 to go.
Hadn't seen Olivia in a while.
And right on cue, Johnson makes that one, makes it on the 50% for the season. Landy will bring it up here for the Bombers. Over to the right wing to Rhea Miller. Rhea handles it with the left hand. Gets it tipped away. Levy has it here. High post now down to Johnson. Kaler will fire that free throw line jumper too strong. Steps through.
Job.
Good play there from Kaler Johnson.
Yeah, nice job, but just not giving up there. I think she was pretty surprised that she was wide open there at the elbow.
I think you're right.
But I mean, she does need to be a threat there and catch and shoot and just be confident. Yeah,
You know, it's that old.
I think she's looking to pass.
I think she was,
Yeah.
you know, and that's the thing. It's, yeah, and I don't know if triple threat is still a thing or still a phrase that's used.
It should be.
Right, you know, because you want to catch, turn, and face, and you can dribble, pass it, or shoot it. But in your mind, you kind of got to know what you're going to do before it happens, and that comes with experiences. Kaler goes 2 for 2 from the line, so
Nice job.
good trip there for the Bombers. Another second chance opportunity. Bombers in a little 2-2-1 pressure here.
Let's see some length here. Use our hands.
Jenkins has it. Adams fires a 3. It's no good. Levy with a good block out there from Chestnut. Now the Bombers look to run as Levy's got her head up. Over to here to Landy. Landy back to Levy. To Miller. To the high post and just a little too tall for Kaler Johnson. 3:15 to go. Toradors on the attack. That one's knocked away. Got a tip there, yep. So it'll be stay with the Toradors. 3:11. Solid band, by the way, back in the day. 3:11 left on the clock, 29
Still
on the
today,
shot clock.
Tim.
Still today, you're right, Todd Father. I apologize. For all of you
I'd
folks
sing
listening
it, but I don't think anybody wants to hear that.
nationwide. Jenkins with a left-hander, no good. Johnson rips down the rebound. Kaler looks to push. Oh, and she finds Waka.
Nice.
Oh, and Olivia
Finish.
Waka. She channeled her inner Pistol Pete Maravich there with the two-handed reverse layup-ish. It doesn't matter. That thing went in, and she's got a free throw coming.
Yeah, it was great to see Olivia use her athleticism there, really get down the floor. I kind of thought Kaler may not pass it.
And I thought she was going to be late with it, but it was right on the money.
But it really
will go to
was
the line.
one-on-one there. That was a nice job.
Waka gets that one, so it'll be 19-5. 3 minutes to go here. It's been all Bombers so far in the first half. There's pressure, and that one will be turned over as the Toradors turn them over. Bombers have it, 2:57 to go. Really solid first half so far here for the Ballard
defensively,
Bombers.
it's as good as we can get it. They scored 2 in the first quarter and currently have 3 in this quarter. I think they have their leading scorer coming in almost averaging 20 a game. Hasn't quite got it going yet.
That's somewhat due to the Bomber defense and the Bomber offense.
Oh, nice.
Landy picks up the loose ball. Oh, and Ray Miller was hustling after it and just
Ran into the tip.
Yeah, Toradors threw it off of her. Torador basketball here. Bombers in the 2-2-1 with less than 2:30 to go in the second quarter. Gets in the middle there to Adams, and Olivia gets a tic-tac foul as she shouldn't have reached there, and she knows it now. That'll be her second foul. Looks like, her third foul, excuse me. That was why she sat.
That's why. I was wondering why.
Now Olivia's got 3. Grace Grunmeyer will check in for her. I like Coach Wingus saying, that's all right. It's good to be aggressive. That comes with time, right? Time and respect, and you just got to keep playing. And we'll get used to how Olivia plays, right? That's one of those things. You kind of set the precedent for how aggressive you are on the defensive end. Tungzovic with it in the corner. She's checked by Landy. Down screen for Adams. She'll fire a 3. It's off and no good.
Good rebound by Kaler.
Yes, it is. That'll be a reach-in foul, and I think Kaler will go to the line for 2 here. Another good rebound by Kaler Johnson, and she's got a mitt full. If she's not got 10,
She certainly does.
She's approaching it very quickly.
And I can think of at least 4 offensive rebounds, let alone
On the defensive
4 more
end.
defensive rebounds.
Yeah.
So
She'll go to the line for 2, as that was Avery Howie picking up her second foul of the half. Johnson makes good on the first one. Her form looks smoother tonight than we've seen it all year at that free throw line. And then again, more time, more confidence. She makes good on that one. Up. Oh, looks like 32. Grace Grunmeyer had a lane violation there. So the second one was good, but no good. 21-5, 2:08 to go here in the first half. Tungzovic will walk it up for the Toradors. Ball screen there. That's Adams comes off the handoff. She's backing down Grace. 3 team fouls. Adams with a fall away. It's no good. Looks like the pride of Green Mountain Garwin High School is here. Marty Princehouse has made an appearance tonight. Grunmeyer with a little floater in the lane, too strong. Adams will bring it down here for the Toradors. Rhea Miller will pick her up in the full court. Kicked out here to Tungzovic. Tungzovic for 3. It's no good.
a good rebound by Grace.
Oh, and there it's just tipped off of her leg, and Landy's going to save it.
Good.
Oh, good job by Kaler Johnson with a quick footwork there. It's out of bounds on the Toradors.
Yep, that's just one of those. You want to just settle down here and let's run something on offense.
Run something good to get a good look.
Yeah.
25 on the shot clock. Landy has it over there on the right wing. She surveys as, again, Lady's at that high post, drawing a lot of attention. Reagan has it. Now Chestnut will pick her up. Reagan will step back for 3. It's up and it's good. And Coach Corson was yelling for the hand up. Hand down, woman down there, I guess, to take it away from Mark Jackson.
I would say if Reagan has the ball, she could shoot it from about wherever.
You're just about correct there. We've seen her hit some from the logo. 23-5, less than a minute to go. Shot clock still in play at 20. Now we've got to travel out here on Tungzavik.
Yeah, I think they're kind of overplaying that skip pass because Reagan is setting some back screens there, which I think is going to open up maybe a little bit of a slip action into that high post. But Reagan definitely wanted one there.
Well, and with that slip, she has the option to dive to the basket or just step back out.
Yep.
Hit that three there. She set another down screen. Grunmeyer over here to Miller. Miller back out here to Grunmeyer. 18 on the shot clock, now 15. About a 9-10 second differential. Oh, and that one was an ill-advised one there from Grace. Now we got to get back and play defense. Here comes Chestnut on the run. She steps it through.
Great job.
Johnson with a
making
rebound.
It tough on her.
12 seconds ago as Johnson brings it up. Got to be mindful of the game clock. Miller has it. Now Levy. Over to Landy. Landy will fire the deep three. It's off the glass and no good. But really, really solid first half there from your Ballard Bombers as they go into halftime with a 23-5 lead. It was Bombers from the opening tip to the horn there in the second quarter. Todd, that was a good half of basketball for our Ballard Bombers.
Absolutely, yeah. Impressive job on the defensive end, limiting their shots, number one, and executing against the zone. Boone's down by 18, but still in that zone right now. And the Bombers are doing a nice job on getting some easy buckets.
Gotcha. Well, folks, we'll be back here in just a few minutes. We can take a little break here at halftime. So if you want to get up at home, stretch your legs, and we'll be back for the second half as your Bombers lead. All right, folks, we're back here live at the hangar as halftime winds down. The Todd-Fathers over here playing the drums. I don't know if that was something from your past. Were you?
It was something I wish I could have done.
Sure.
I mean, one time, Phil Collins in the air tonight.
Okay.
That's one of my lifelong goals.
You know what used to be back in the day before that one got really popular was the Wipeout.
Oh.
You know that one? Yeah,
I
that
think
one.
I could get that one.
Yeah, it was something. Folks, going to start the second half here. It's 23-5. The Bombers lead the Boone Toradors. First half was all Bombers, Todd. It was all Bombers. We touched a little bit off the air. Just offensively, we were moving the basketball better against this zone. We seem a little bit more confident. And defensively, we finished quite a few, not all possessions, with a rebound.
Right. Yeah,
it's been very key for us.
Really good possessions on the offensive end. And obviously when you're giving up single digits in a quarter, that's going to lead to some success.
Chestnut fires that one. It's off. And Johnson gets the rebound. That's Ava Johnson. She's fouled by Kaylor Johnson. The Bombers start out the second half in zone and give up the offensive rebound. So Ava Johnson will go to the line. She's 1 for 2 tonight. She's 50% on the season. That'll be Kaylor Johnson's first foul. Just a little over 20 seconds in here the second half.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if we started in zone there, maybe to protect Olivia a little bit as we get kind of started in this quarter with 3 fouls.
Yep, as Waka has 3. Something to note here, folks. Sydney Adams comes in averaging almost 20 a game for the Toradors, and she was held scoreless in that first half. So, again, we talk about law of averages and things kind of working themselves out.
Nice
it's a good
take.
pass ahead there from Levy, and a good finish by Kaylor Johnson. Didn't put it on the deck at all.
That was going to be my thing to talk about there, but you took it, Tim.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Todd. I'm sorry. I apologize. I got to let you do your job. But a quick timeout by Coach Cole, of course.
What a great passing. The catch to me almost might be the most impressive thing.
Yep.
And then not to put it on the floor. Those are
all in one
3
motion,
for 3.
right? Yeah, 3 for 3. You couldn't ask for better. And the one thing, and you can touch on this, Todd, is getting the ball up the floor. You might be the fastest dribbler in the world. You're never going to beat the pass.
Nope.
Never.
Nope. I remember doing that like in a camp. They'd always be like, who's the fastest guy in here? And,
sure.
And they'd be like, this guy, and it was always me. No, I'm just kidding.
Sure. That tracks,
and then the coach
tracks.
would just throw it and beat you every time.
Yeah, and say, well, this is how we do it. That's right. That's
Yeah.
how you beat the defense down the floor. Absolutely. 100%. So now Bombers lead 25-5, 20-point lead, 7:28 to go. Toradors basketball as they're down to 2 timeouts. Bombers are back in the man-to-man. This is Tungzovic checked by Waka. Good denial up there by Reagan Levy on Adams, as that's kind of been the scout on her with Reagan guarding her. Held her to 0 in the first half. Tungzovic on the dribble drive. Left hand. Olivia doing a nice job, not playing too handsy with her.
Yep.
Chestnut with it, and she'll be called for the travel. Good on the ball defense there from Jada Landy.
Yeah, back in man-to-man and changing it up quick. I'm sure Pat didn't love that offensive rebound to start the half.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
And maybe it's not what we do.
And there's something to that as well, right? And if you don't practice it a lot and you kind of just do it when you need it, not really when you need it, but when you have to do it. There's a forced pass, but Johnson's on the ground. And we're going to get a timeout by Coach Wunya. He saves the jump ball, so he'll take a 30. He will save that possession for the Bombers. Is a little bounce pass there from Olivia, just a little out of the reach of Kaylor, but Kaylor got on the floor, saved it from going out of bounds.
Yeah,
6:50 to go.
I think there to make that kind of it's kind of she obviously caught the ball in the block. Maybe against the zone, maybe a little bit more short corner. Draw that, kind of open up that middle of that zone a little bit would be a little bit better. But, nice little pocket pass, and it's tough to catch, but a good look nonetheless.
So, yeah, exactly. And the look is the important part, right? We're looking for that pass, trying to make them available, which is a key thing here for the Bombers. So 25-5, 6:50 to go, 21 on the shot clock. Bombers will inbounds underneath their own basket.
Looking for Reagan here.
Grunmeyer gets it in, out here to Levy. Levy from way downtown. Off the rim is Johnson with the rebound. Kaylor looks to go, and she'll get hip check there by, looks like, number 55, Ava Johnson. Another rebound for Kaylor Johnson.
Yep, she's going to have up there close to the 20 mark, I believe, by the end of this game.
I would say you're close. Right now, I would say she's got a strong plethora. Good pass there from Grunmeyer. And Reagan just a little short on it. Got a good look there from Levy. Almost too open for Reagan. Pass ahead there to Tungsovic. Johnson with a good hustle down, out to the corner now to Chestnut. She surveys, looking for Ava Johnson down low as Kaler works hard. And Ava Johnson will draw the foul on Kaler Johnson. Again, Kaler just got caught behind her. That'll be the second foul on Kaler Johnson. The 2-point basket is good with a free throw pending here for Ava Johnson.
Yeah, and what sets that up for Boone is obviously pushing the ball with a little tempo, and then we're out of sorts a little bit, and they get the ball inside after one pass. And
it's going to be off the Bombers as Shannon Jenkins was in on the hustle. That one was a kind of a long rebound off of a free throw. Caught the Bombers off guard as Kaler Johnson is working hard trying to front Ava Johnson. Working hard. Official having a conversation, but there's good, strong play. You bet. Ball screen up here. Chestnut refuses it. Might have been extra steps, and it was called on that one. Be Bomber basketball as Waka will look to inbounds it here to Levy. 6:17 on the clock. Bombers lead by 18, 25-7 here in the third quarter in this Raccoon River Conference matchup. Boone will stay in that zone.
A little overload
Levy
here.
in the corner. Now Waka down. Bounce pass out there.
Great ball.
Grunmeyer to Levy. Levy for three, too strong.
Nice
Kaler Johnson
rebound.
skies for the rebound. And it'll be knocked out of bounds.
Another
rebound for Kaler Johnson. I mean, I don't want to say it's Dennis Rodman-esque, but she has been cleaning the glass tonight for the Bombers, making her presence known. Grunmeyer gets into Waka. Landy on the drive, out to Johnson. Johnson will fire the three. It's up, and it's good.
Wow, nice looking shot.
It was. It
That's
had good
that
arch on
confidence.
it. You bet, Todd. You took the words out of my mouth. Confidence, confidence, confidence. Johnson for three. Bombers lead by 21. Under 6 to go, and Jenkins will be called for the travel again, and that's Olivia Waka on the ball defense.
Yep. Yeah, just giving her space, but then also there's just a little bit of help.
Adams will check out. Sydney Adams will check out. So it looks like Weisbrod will check in here for the Toradors as they will stay in this zone. Levy will bring it. She passes ahead to Grunmeyer. She surveys the situation. Dribble drive to the right side. Cross it over. Cross court to Levy. Levy out here by the Kelly logo. Grunmeyer now to Landy. Landy looking at Johnson at the high post, and there's a reach-in foul on Tungsovic.
Nice. A couple possessions ago, we had a nice little overload where we, had Levy up top, and she hit it to wing and cut down there to the corner. Got a little inside-outside action off of that look. Maybe something to go back to here again.
Essentially, with that overload, you're basically looking to try to out-leverage the defensive side.
Absolutely.
That, right? I mean, you're playing
Gotta make
numbers.
a decision.
Yep. Who they want to guard. They can't guard again. They can't guard two with one. Levy picks up her dribble over here to Landy. High post to Johnson. Johnson in the corner to Waka. She'll fire three. Up and no good. Crashing the glass for the Bombers. Levy's
nice
there
hustle.
again. Good hustle from Reagan Levy, and she'll get the timeout. Nice hustle from the senior there, Reagan Levy. Bombers still with the jump ball arrow. Coach Winya asking where it's at, down to the baseline. Good hustle play there from the Bombers.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed that Kaler Johnson didn't get the rebound.
Right, we're so used to saying it. I think she got a piece of it, but Reagan was there, and then Reagan tipped it away and dove on top of it. The effort from the Bombers is there tonight. We've seen it from the opening tip to now. But again, things start to roll a certain way, and they can be really good, or they can be really bad. Right now for the Bombers, they're rolling really good.
Right.
And we're getting a lot of those hustle plays, those 50-50 balls, things like that. Rebounding is an effort thing. So
yeah, but I would say we're in the right spots currently. That's part of rebounding the basketball is, not running underneath the basket because you're only going to get ones that go in then.
For sure. This is Johnson out here to Waka. Now we didn't set a great screen for her on the down as we look down there for Kaler. She's not there. She's got to get in and out of that zone. She does, that lane. Levy surveys it over here to Grunmeyer. Grunmeyer to the high post, and the elbow there. Cross court. Good pass there from Johnson. Making that defense move as Grunmeyer has it with a dribble.
Here it is again.
Again to the high post to Johnson. She's got to catch turn her face. She does. Finds the open girl. Now we're moving the basketball. Boone got their hands on it, and 5 to go on the shot clock. Levy with a step back three. It looks good from here. It's just short off the iron to the right side. Rebound there by Howie.
Solid possession there.
Yeah, it was a really good. The ball movement was excellent.
Yeah.
Had the Toradors out of position a few times as Adams will dribble drive, and she scores
That's her first bucket.
her first bucket of the evening to Sydney Adams, 28-19. Thrown ahead to Grunmeyer. She wasn't ready for it, was Grace. That'll be a turnover. Here comes Chestnut. Chestnut with a drive, and there's Johnson with the rebound. She throws it ahead to Levy. Now it's Levy's got Weisbrod in front of her. And it's going to be a block, and are we going to count the shot, and it's an and one. The good continuation there for Levy. Don't see that very often in high school basketball.
No.
We will take it, though, as Bomber fans. So Levy will go to the line to finish the old-fashioned three-point play. On 39 as Rhea Miller checks in for junior Jada Landy. 4:01 to go. It's been all Bombers here. Reagan makes good on the free throw. 31-9.
Nice
22-point lead.
Is that her second one of the evening?
I think it is. A good attack on the basket. She kind of had the numbers, didn't have the numbers, but she took advantage of going downhill with the basketball. Wise brought out here to Adams. Adams guarded by Levy. Wise brought with it. Looking for Chestnut. Ball screen coming here. The switch. And Jinx. Adams with the dribble drive. And Johnson will draw the foul, and Adams will go to the line for another old-fashioned three-point play. Kaler's got 3 fouls now. Picked them all up here in the second half. Need to keep Kaler on the floor if we can. Kaler's got to be just a little wiser on that.
Yeah, that'll affect our 20-point rebound now.
Yeah, that's right.
Or 20 rebounds.
Adams will go to the line. She makes good on that one, so she's got 5 here in the second. Johnson throws that one ahead to Waka. She saves it from going out of bounds. Bombers with a 19-point lead. This is Grunmeyer with it on the left wing. Out here to Levy. Levy with a dribble drive.
Nice take.
She goes all the way to the basket. She'll draw the foul. That'll be a 2-shot foul coming up here. I believe that was Avery Howie with the reach in.
And just nice job of reading where the driving lane was there against that zone and taking it strong to the hoop.
That'll be 3 on Howie for the Toreadors as Macy Harder is set to check in. Levy for the first ones. Off the iron, no good. Harder checks in. She'll give Kaler Johnson a break.
Yeah, and my guess is we might not see Kaler until the start of the fourth quarter.
I would venture to guess you're right on that one. Levy gets the second
piece
one.
to rebounding and attacking that zone here. Got to be careful.
High post. So 32-12. 3:15 on the clock. Bombers in the man-to-man. Weisbrod with a take. Off the glass, no good. Tungzovic tips it out, but Rhea Miller comes down with it. She handles it. Rhea will bring it up.
And right now with Kaler out, just got to rebound by committee. Doesn't matter if you get the rebound or not. You just got to do your job. Oh, my.
Well, Macy Harder with a laser beam in there. Not sure where that was going. Waka with a smile on her face. She may have saved some dental work there for Levy. Howie misses the first one, gets her own rebound, puts that one up and in. 32-14 as Jada Landy gets ready to check back in. Macy Harder with it on the right side. Now across court to Rhea Miller. Levy playing in that Johnson roll at the high post. She catches the elbow. She shoots it too short. Miller saves it, but can't get it before she steps out of bounds. Landy checks in. She'll check in for Macy Harder.
I would just say, too, like we talked about with Kaler, just being comfortable in the high post. You've got someone in front of you, someone behind you, and it just, you do just a little uncomfortable. But I think Reagan's going to have to play there a little bit. She's a great distributor.
Oh, Landy in the passing lane, and Jada hustles after, but it'll be out of bounds on the Toreadors. Good hustle there by Jada Landy. Had her hand in the passing lane, knocked it away, and it ended up going off the Boone player. So it'll be Bomber basketball, 32-14. They lead with 2:20 to go here in the third quarter. Levy catches, turns, fires off the front of the rim, but Landy with a rebound, and she'll draw a foul. Jada Landy crashes the glass. We'll go to the line for 2.
It's just funny to see those as back-to-back plays from Reagan. But she's more comfortable right there shooting that one than she is really the high post right now. And
100%.
She's going to get better. Obviously, she's super talented and works at her game. So this is something that
it's not natural for her. She's used to shooting that 21 to 24 footer as opposed to that 15 footer.
Right back kicked out to her and having your shoulder square. But
Jada misses the first one. She's got another one coming here as the Bombers lead by 18, 2:16 to go. Landy can't find that one, but Reagan Levy with a big-time rebound. The fadeaway's no good as she leaves that one short.
Good hustle.
Miller hustles, can't get it in. That's 2 short ones there from Levy. Bombers lead 18, approaching the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Tungzovic with it, with Waka on her. Olivia doing a nice job not reaching. This is Ava Johnson with it on the perimeter. She's checked by Levy. That'll be a hand check foul there on Reagan Levy. Just be the 4th of the quarter for the Bombers.
Yeah, Olivia's done a nice job of coming into this quarter with 3. And
it's like Kaylor Johnson's going to check in. She's going to sub in for Grace Grunmeyer, and Grace will take a break. So Levy's got 3, Johnson's got 3, and Walker's got 3. Jenkins inbounds here to Sydney Adams. Now here to Shannon Jenkins. She's guarded by Walker. On the screen, here comes Shivers. She sets that ball screen. Miller's on Jenkins. Johnson in there to poke it away. Ahead there to Levy, and we're going to get a double dribble, and it probably was the correct call.
Unfortunately, but a tough one.
Had Levy on the leak out there for an easy bucket, but the double dribble was called. It was the right call, so 1:42 here in the third. We're going to take it out over here to be underneath, as we were underneath the three-point line. Is that where we did that? It's interesting. I always like to learn the mechanics of the officials as far as where we're putting the ball.
You know, what
as
happens
coach,
a lot with some younger officials is they actually put the offense at a disadvantage.
Sure.
You know, if it goes out near the corner and you're fouled, you shouldn't have it in the corner.
Right.
So.
Absolutely. So Levy rips down that rebound. 1:30 to go here in the third. Levy's going to pull up for 3. She's wide open.
Great shot.
Drains it. Absolutely great shot in rhythm. Nobody checked her out there on the perimeter, and that one's about as easy as a layup for Reagan
Feet
when it comes
set,
to that. She's
little
got
bit
13.
of a bounce and balance. And
Levy's got 13. Johnson's got 11 here for the Bombers. Adams has got 5 for the Toradors. She came in averaging close to 20 a game. Shivers on the right wing, guarded by Levy. Ava Johnson with it on the mid-post as she looks to attack. Now kicks it out here to Weisbrod. Dribble drive, and Kaylor's going to pick up her 4th foul. And, Kaylor.
Saw that one coming.
Yeah, we did. Sometimes it's just easier to give up the layup, right? Know where you're at situation, things like that. Again, that will come.
But when you're used to playing aggressively and,
you
know.
And you don't want to take that away from a kid. You don't want to take that aggressive play. But also know, hey, we want to keep you on the floor. Sometimes an open layup is better than a foul, especially in a 20-point game here.
Correct.
Johnson will check out. Landy will check in. So it's Miller, Harder, Waka, Levy, and Landy for the Bombers. Howie, Weisbrod, Tungzovic, number 14, Ava Hayes is checked in for the Toradors. First time we've seen her this evening. Harder out there to the top to Levy. Now there's 23 on the shot clock and 47 on the game clock. So if they wanted to, they could go 2 for 1 here yet, but Harder gets that one tipped away. Landy has it. Out here to Macy Harder. Harder with it, looking to get rid of it. She finds Landy on the wing. Now over here to Rhea Miller. Catch out top, and that was ill-advised. Harder has it. 3, 2, 1 on the shot clock. Harder fires it up. Off the iron, no good, but the Toradors, with the rebound. Tungzovic looks to push to Chestnut. Chestnut on the wing, checked by Miller. Chestnut with a dribble drive. Oh, and pretty decent defense, but that looks like it could be on Reagan Levy and could be her 4th foul. No, it'll be on Rhea Miller. The push from behind. 2 shots pending here.
And I think that's the right call there. So I think she kind of got pushed from behind on that drive.
Gave her a little nudge and helping her forward. So Macy Chestnut will go to the line for 2 here for the Toradors. That one rattles out.
The last possession by the Bombers, just a lot of, passing the ball around the top of the key and, 25, 26 feet away from the basket. It'd be great to get that ball back in the high post again.
Yeah, and playing zone, that's what they want out of you, is playing offense at 26 feet, because you're really not playing offense at all. You're just passing it back and forth. There's no real attack mode. Levy over here to Landy. Landy will dribble drive, kick it out to Miller. Miller down in the corner now finds Landy. Back out here to Miller. Rhea Miller will fire the 3. Oh, and it looks good from here, from our vantage point. You bet. And that'll do it here in the third quarter. So after 3 complete, it's Bombers 35, Toradors 16. A little better quarter there for the Boone Toradors, but the Bombers still playing very aggressive basketball. We've seen some really good plays. We've seen some old-fashioned three-point plays from both teams, really, but so far so good for the Bombers as we've got 8 minutes to play.
Yeah, I think the big thing there for Boone was getting a couple easier shots. A couple uncontested layups, obviously a couple and ones. Yeah, it kind of led to, I think they had, 5 at the half. So 11-point quarter. I mean, I'm sure that's what they're accustomed to with their season so far.
Yeah,
so
this Boone team has put up 42, 69, 50, and 41 in their 4 games, so they can put the ball in the basket.
Right.
Now, with that being said, the Bombers kind of with that barrage early with this 2 straight threes from Landy. It was 6-0, and it just kind of got sideways on Boone, but the Bombers started playing with more and more confidence as we've seen it. With Levy's got 13, Johnson's got 11. She's for sure got a double-double. We don't have the rebounds in front of us. We've seen Olivia Waka attack the basket. We talked about Landy with the 2 threes. So we're dispersing the basketball really well.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of different dimensions to our game this evening. And as, both these teams are young. And that's what you want to see. You want to see from game to game. Things change, get better, improvement, especially when you've had a few practices under your belt.
100%, because it's a long season, as you know, Todd. And
it's a long season.
And there's room for growth all the time. Johnson at the high post finds Waka.
Beautiful.
Now outside
basketball.
to Levy. Now when she just missed that one short, and Rhea Miller will draw the foul over the back. But you were saying it as I was talking. Beautiful was the exact right word. Bombers couldn't ask for a better look.
No, as a coach right there, those are possessions that you really thrive for throughout the game because those usually turn into buckets.
100%. Everything was pristine except for that shot, and if it's there again, very rarely will Reagan miss 2 of those in a row from that spot. So
yeah, I'm confident. I'd love her to have another one of those.
Adams will fire the 3. It's short, no good.
Great rebound
Walker
by
with
Olivia.
the rebound. She looks to push ahead to Landy. Hit it with a dribble drive.
Nice.
She'll fire it off, no good. Kaylor Johnson there with a rebound,
Great
up
job.
and good. Good transition basketball.
Absolutely.
Not really fast break, but transition. Beat that
Yeah,
zone
it wasn't
back.
like we had numbers, but we just had a little bit better tempo, and nice job of rebounding and going by Olivia Waka.
100%. Olivia with the play there, and she can't quite save it in, but had a hand on it. 37-16, a minute into this 4th quarter. The Bombers lead by 21. Be out of bounds on the Bombers. Torador basketball underneath their hoop. That's Sydney Adams that'll inbound it. She's out there with Shannon Jenkins, Ava Johnson, Addie Tungzovic, and Macy Chestnut. Chestnut squares her shoulders. Adams with a little elevator screen down there. Adams will fire it. Rattles in and out. Miller was there for the rebound, couldn't get it. Johnson's on the floor. It'll be a jump ball. It'll stay with the Toradors.
Very nice out of bounds set by the Toradors there.
Yeah,
it's always a tough screen to get.
It is. That elevator screen has really become prominent in basketball. It was around a little bit a decade ago, but you see a lot of teams run a lot of sets, and they sneak it in there somehow in different spots on the floor. But it is a tough screen.
It always
tough
feels
guard.
like the girl or guy guarding it just runs right into it.
Yep, and they know it's coming, and they can't almost help themselves to try to split it, just like you're trying to get into those elevator doors before they close. Hold the door. Miller with it on the left wing.
Nice flash.
Johnson went to the high post, so Levy will survey the situation here. 6:30 to go, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Bombers lead by 21 still. Landy with it on the wing. Down here to the right corner to Johnson. On the cut to Levy. Good pass. Levy misfires on that one. Kaylor Johnson was there, but he knocked out of bounds by Howie with the Toradors. Johnson again. Kaylor does a very nice job of going to the basket, but not under the basket like you touched on earlier.
Yeah,
she puts herself in rebounding position.
Good spots for sure.
You bet. And Miller will look to inbounds. Gets it into Johnson. Johnson back out to Miller. Now out here to Levy. Levy will fire that one. She fired that one from down there in southern Story County. It was no good, but it was out there a ways. So Tungzovic will bring it down. Johnson has it on the perimeter. That's Ava Johnson. She misfires on the 3. Tipped out. That'll be tipped away by the Bombers.
We'll close out here and just keep it in front.
Tungzovic with it. She fires a jumper. Shivers is in there for the rebound. It looks like Jada Landy may get the foul there. Good hustle play there from Jada. 2 fouls on the Bombers here in the 4th quarter. Under 6 minutes to play. Jada's second on the game. Sydney Adams checks back in for Macy Chestnut. Coach Pat Winya is going to take a timeout here for the Bombers. Folks, we'll mention it here, and we'll mention it again. Tonight, we've kind of got a theme night. Not kind of, we do have a theme night where everybody's dressed in green. Kind of a cool look here. It's Stomp Out Stigma Night. What is it? It's Stomp Out Stigma's goal is to reduce the negative stereotypes surrounding mental health. We work to raise awareness and foster a culture where it's okay to talk openly about mental health struggles. We engage in activities within the school and community to boost morale and create a positive, supportive environment for everyone. Todd, I can't tell you, this is a thing that's near and dear to my heart as far as mental health and the awareness, because we as people don't like to talk about it.
No.
I've had a friend of mine that completed and taking his own life many years ago, and nobody knew why except for him. So I would implore you, if you're out there, if you're listening, if you're at home, and especially around the holidays can be a very tough time for folks. But I would tell you, you're not alone. There's always somebody a phone call away. So what they do here with this Stomp Out the Stigma, a really cool deal that the counselors do here at Ballard.
And it's cool to see, obviously, our young adults have that awareness.
Embrace it. To make that the norm, to speak about it and talk about it. Because in the era when we grew up, you never talked about it. It was you just kind of got over it and dealt with it. But new times and new things are happening, right? And good things are happening for the Bombers as it's 37-16 with 5:45 to go in the fourth. Adams fires that three. That one rims out. Johnson gets the rebound. Well, kind of gets the rebound. Loose ball. Now it should be a jump ball. It'll be Bomber basketball. Kaler had that one.
Yes.
Slipped through her finger. Might have been the easiest one she had.
There
you go. And the Todd Fowler's putting it down to the book as a rebound. He's wanting to make
20-20 night if I was doing that.
He's wanting to make them 20 rebounds happen here for Kaler.
I'm just kind of curious of what maybe the rebound record is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is for a game.
I've never really paid attention.
I think it's out there on the board in the hallway there behind the student section, I believe. So we could check. Levy with it here on the right wing. Boone still in the zone. Johnson flashes that high post. Not there.
Okay.
Now Kaler catches it.
Nice
now
move.
a little up and under.
Patience.
Look to try to draw a foul. No foul called. Pass ahead here to Sydney Adams. Landy's on her. Levy sticks her hand in there. Looks like that's Johnson underneath, and a good.
Oh, nice catch.
Good catch, and good no foul there from Olivia Walker, right? Good catch, a good finish there from Ava Johnson. 37-18, under 5 to go here in the fourth quarter. The Bombers with the lead. Looks like executive producer Danny Sunset's back in his bougie hotel room. He's got us streaming on the big screen in the hotel. Thanks for tuning in from way out there in East. Walker misfires on that one. Adams tracks down the rebound. I'm glad to know you're here in spirit, Sunsets. Hopefully you're enjoying the East Coast. Adams with it out here on the top. She dribble drives, left-hand floaters, no good. It'll be out of bounds. Now we've got a wholesale substitution line change here for the Toradors as Chestnut checks back in with Hayes. Number 24, Bree Morgan is in. Number 12, Ava Landis is in. And number 2, Addie Tunzovic is in here for the Toradors. And there's Hayes. Knocks that one down as Rhea Miller will try to stop her. Oh, and Johnson doesn't want to get that fifth foul, so she gives up the layup there to Hayes as it's 37-20. 4 minutes to go here on the clock as the Bombers were a little out of sorts there on the offensive side.
Boone's done a nice job in the second half of, playing some good basketball. I don't think they were really satisfied with that first half, obviously, and scoring, but, 5 in the first half and 15 so far with almost 4 to play in the game.
Yeah, the reach-in foul call there on Chestnut. It'll be the first of the quarter. Grace Grunmeyer looks to check in here for the Bombers. She checks in for Rhea Miller. 3:50 to go.
Yeah, I always felt like, when I was coaching high school basketball, if they had single-digit quarters, we had a huge advantage there.
An excellent chance of winning that basketball game. Couldn't agree more. Johnson with a fireball over there to Landy. She catches it, knocks it down, gets it there to Grunmeyer. We're not into that 20-20 zone yet there, Danny Sunsets. We're getting close. Levy with a dribble drive. It's off the back of the backboard, no good. Under 3:30 to go. Tungzovic has it over there to Hayes. On the baseline pass to Morgan has it now. Tipped away by Waka. Ava Hayes has it. She's guarded by Grunmeyer. Counts on. Now this is Howie, Avery Howie over here to Tungzovic. She'll fire a deep three. Off no good. Levy has it. Hayes will pick up the foul. Under the second of the quarter. Now Boone will wholesale substitute back in here. The line change, 5 for 5. Speaking of 5 for 5, 5 for Fighting, solid band back in the 2000s. 5 for Fighting, the Superman song.
Yeah.
Anybody know that reference? You're welcome.
Not at all.
Not at all. You never heard 5 for Fighting? Google it. Put them on the YouTube when you get home, maybe on the truck ride home. You'll know it. Once you hear it, you'll know it.
Currently driving a van.
Currently driving a van.
Yeah, so
okay, I like that. You look like a van guy.
Thank
Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean,
sure what
that's
that
good.
means.
No, I mean, I just think that, you're just
Family man. I
big
think that's what
family
you
man.
mean.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff. You got a lot of things and kids, all that.
Nice
Good
cut.
cut there from Levy. She has it, but Shivers, I think, will draw the foul as Reagan tries to throw it off or out of bounds. Less than 3 to go. 2:46 on the clock. Bombers lead by 17. Levy will inbounds underneath her own basket. Bombers are on the road Friday night. They head just down Highway 69 to North Polk, and they've got a squad down there at North Polk.
Yes, they do.
On the girls' side that is a force to be reckoned with in all of 4A girls basketball. Landy turns that one over. 2:30 to go on the clock. Bombers lead by 17. Sydney Adams with it out here to Ava Johnson. Shivers on the cut. Johnson on Johnson out here. Kaler will guard Ava. Good ball pressure there from Kaler as it's over the top of Sydney Adams' head. It'll be over and back. I think the Toreadors are starting to run out of gas.
Yeah, these last 4 minutes have kind of been that way for a little bit for both teams.
Yep.
Just turnovers and getting a little sloppy, but
a little lackadaisical, right?
As a coach, you'd love to see just finish strong here because sometimes, then you forget what happened in the first 3 quarters. So
yeah, and you can. And it's always easy to say, well, we didn't do this.
Right.
But we did a lot of really good things here
Absolutely.
tonight. Johnson with a good take there, just left it short off the front of the rim. Kaler's got 13 and Levy's got 13 for the Bombers as they lead us tonight. Shivers with a left-handed 3. The bank is open as Malia Shivers timbers with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Nice shot there. 14-point game, 37-23, 1:40 to go on the clock. Bombers with it, high post to Johnson.
Nice cut.
Levy with a cut. She dribbles it back out. She's going to get wolfed by Sydney Adams. Now this will be Jenkins. Grace
Good hands by
Grunmeyer knocks
Grace.
it down. Now we got a reach-in foul there on Reagan Levy. Like to see the Bombers be more aggressive on that loose ball. We're doing a little bit of standing around.
Yeah.
Which this game film will be a decent one, I think, for Coach Winya because we've done some really good things, and we've done some things that we can get better.
Obviously, always still things to clean up.
Yep.
And, improve on.
Yep.
And I think some of the things that we need to improve on from last, Friday's game, we have.
Yep. 100% agree with you, Todd.
Yeah, I think you're just looking for a strong finish.
Mm-hmm. And you do. You just want to finish strong. You started out great. You want to finish the same way you started. Now, and it looks like Kaler Johnson's going to pick up her 5th foul on that one.
And I would say that having some of the foul trouble that we have has taken away some of our aggressiveness.
Sure. Yep.
Which is part of the game.
Yeah, you betcha. But I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a performance by the freshman Kaler Johnson. 13 points, and I'm going to guess close to 15 rebounds. The Todd father will tell you 20.
Yeah,
but either
20.
way, it's a double-double, and it was a good performance for the freshman and a good confidence builder for her. Yeah. And Levy snatches that one away.
Yeah, when
Reagan
I tell
goes
stories about this game, it's going to be a 20-20.
There you go. I can appreciate that. Levy makes good on the layup, so she's got 15, 39-23. Less than a minute to go here in the hangar. Bombers stay in the man-to-man. This is Weisbrod with it. Howie with it. Now we got a reach-in foul here. Looks like it'll be on Reagan Levy, and that could be her 5th foul if it is on Reagan. It is Reagan's 5th. So she will leave the game with 15 points, and she'll foul out, will the senior. Macy Harder checks in, 44.2 to go on the game clock as Avery Howie will step to the line for 2 free throws. And the outcome is not in doubt at this moment. But now without Johnson and without Levy, we've got Miller, Waka, Landy, Grunmeyer, and Macy Harder. Shivers goes in there for the rebound. Makes herself wide on the catch. Flies broad into Shivers. Dives for the loose ball. Miller gets down in there. Be a jump ball coming. It'll be Boone basketball. With that one. Boone will inbounds. There's 27 on the shot clock, 36 on the game clock. Out here to Ava Hayes. Looking for Bree Morgan out here. Morgan will fire the three. It's up and too strong. Macy Harder with a rebound. It'll be a reach-in foul on Avery Howie. 28 seconds to go. 39-23 here. Fourth team foul on the Toradors as Howie picks up her fourth on the game.
I'm sure coming into this game for Coach Winya is to make sure Sydney Adams doesn't have 20 this game.
Right.
And they've,
Held
she's had some shots go in and out.
Yep.
Kind of had some bad luck there on some good-looking three-point attempts. But, to hold her to 5, I think is a huge, major victory in this game.
Yep, I agree. And Grace Grunmeyer will hold the basketball as your Ballard Bombers will take home a 39-23 victory here in the Raccoon River Conference. It'll even their conference record to 1-1. Their overall record goes to 2-3. And since 2010, Ballard leads the series now 32-3, with Boone's last win coming in 2018. The Bombers have now won 13 straight over the Boone Toradors.
Wow.
So, from what we saw on Friday night to what we got to witness tonight, a really good turnaround here for the Ballard Bombers.
Yeah, such a, that's one of the hardest things to do in high school sports is you go from, that tough game on Friday night where you probably think you should have won that game, especially where we were at halftime. And you go into the weekend, you probably have a practice, and you got practice on Monday, and you turn right back around to play.
Right.
And you got to bring it each and every night. You never know what's going to happen.
You do. And this Boone team came with a record of 3-1 on the season. They dropped to 3-2. But I'll tell you what, a really outstanding performance by our Ballard Bombers here tonight as the boys take the floor to get ready for this one coming up here in about 14 minutes. Again, the girls will be in action on Friday night, 6 o'clock tip down there in North Polk and Alleman. We will not have the game, but we will get you the stream if you are not able to attend. We encourage you to go down. But we'll take a quick break here as the boys get warmed up. We'll switch our stats and paperwork. We'll be back with you here in